You? Is anybody?
There's Molly, folks. That means your friends, the Goldbergs, are here. Yes, it's the Does program. Does, you know, is the new kind of soap for everything in your wash. Now let's visit the Dozen family. Uh-oh, Daisy Dozen's all excited again.
Pa, we've got a public speaker in the family.
You mean Ma?
No, me. I just won our home economics class debate. Aren't you proud, Pa?
Indeed I am, daughter.
Look, Pa, we resolved that wash day can be easy. I had the affirmative. I said, teachers, classmates, and my most worthy opponent, wash day can be easy with Does. It's a new kind of soap, and Ma says does everything in our wash.
Nice short speech, Daisy.
That's just the beginning, Pa. I said, does overalls, towels, rayons, everything. Then I looked at my opponent, that's Gertrude, and I said, my colleague'll say scrubbing's hard work. She's right. But Does gets the dirtiest overalls clean without hard scrubbing. Why, Ma says you don't have to bother with a bar soap anymore because does the job all by itself.
You sound just like your Ma, Daisy.
And Gertrude got red as a beet. She was so jealous. Then I said, Does gets towels really white. It's famous for sparkling white washes. Then I paused.
For a breath?
No, all speakers pause. Then I said, Does gives longer life to the pretty colors you wash, yet it can't be beat for getting dirty clothes clean. Therefore, for easy wash days, get Does. They clapped, Pa.
Even Gertrude?
No, she busted out crying, so teacher said I won. Gee, Pa, Does is grand.
Yep, does everything.
Well, Pa, does everything. In the wash, that is. Why, compared to other leading granulated soaps, Does gives longer life to colors, plus unsurpassed whiteness and real cleaning power for the dirtiest clothes. Just try Does, D-U-Z. It does everything in the wash. And now, the Goldbergs. Well, it's been a big day at the Goldbergs, what with Molly's new daughter-in-law arriving for a visit and all the neighbors in to see what she's like. Grace was charming to everybody and lived up to all their expectations. Rosie, however, is suspicious of Grace because a neighbor told Rosie that George, a neighboring farmhand, was on Grace's train. Grace says she never met George, although they're from the same town, and the Goldbergs believe her. That is, all except Rosie. But we know that Grace and George do know each other very well, and that they have some kind of plan afoot. Tonight, Molly discovered Grace downstairs talking to someone on the phone. And then Grace began to cry. She was in trouble, she said, some kind of trouble which she couldn't tell Molly about. And Molly now has moved from happiness to worry, because Grace is her daughter now. Listen.
Grace, please tell me. If you have anything at all on your mind, I mean, if it's whatever...
No, please, it's my problem, and I'll work it out.
Why can't I be the one to help you?
No. If I get work, I'll be all right. Will you think I'm terribly crazy if I go for a walk now?
I'll go with you.
No, please.
So, go up and put something warm on you, darling. I'll sit here and wait for you till you come back. Just go out a little bit around. Don't go far. I'll leave the lights on now.
Oh, it's not very late.
No, it's not very late. It's not very early. It's, let me see. It's nearly 10 o'clock. But Grace, darling, why can't you just...
Please.
All right. Oh, go away, Kitty. Go away, because I put a light on you. You're up already. Go, Kitty. Go over there.
Ma, what's the matter?
Nothing.
Well, Grace said that she was going for a walk. Shall I get dressed and go with her, Ma?
No, she wants to be alone.
Who called her, Ma? Did she tell you? And what upset her so much and why?
She wouldn't tell me.
Well, did you ask her?
What then? I didn't ask her.
Ma, what?
She wants to walk.
Where to? To Masha's farm?
But...
Well, no. What is it?
Shh, Jake, please.
What's the shh? What's shh?
The shh is nothing.
Maybe it's nothing. What's the shh?
Pa.
Why, Pa?
Grace is upset.
That's what I'm asking. Why? Who called her? What?
She wouldn't tell me, and that's why I can't say what.
Where is she?
She's slipping on something. She wants to go out into the air.
I'll go with her. Maybe she'll tell me.
No, she wants to be alone.
Everything was going so nice, and she was so happy. Was it long-distance call
Evidently. Who does Grace know here in Glastonbury?
Well, how do you know it was long distance?
Didn't you heard me say who does Grace know here?
Oh.
Grace?
Oh, I'm sorry to be upsetting you all this way. I'll be all right.
Can't you let us help you, Grace?
Maybe I will, but I don't want to talk about it right now.
Why should you go out alone?
Well, Mother said she'd leave the lights on. Sporty'll come with me. I'm not scary, please.
All right. All right, Grace. If we didn't love you, then you would have a right not to tell us. But because we love you, we feel we have the right to help you. That gives us the right, Grace.
I just want a little while to think about it. Please. Please.
All right.
Thank
We'll
you.
wait for you.
Thank you.
Go, Sporty. Go with the race, Sporty. Go
Come on,
outdoors.
Sporty. Come on.
Oh, that was close. Very close. Thought they were all asleep. That Rosie isn't friendly at all. She keeps watching me all the time. So close. Maybe I shouldn't have come down and called George. And maybe I shouldn't have come out now. But I've got to decide something. I've got to. They're just the way Sammy said they would be, exactly. Just the way I imagined they'd be. Except Rosie. She's not friendly at all. Not at all. She's just pretending. There's the big tree George spoke of. But where is he?
George.
Grace. Gosh, you sure took your time. Maybe spring, but it's cold.
Come on, let's get out of the road. Someone may drive by and see us.
Okay, honey. Does Mama Goldberg know you're out?
Yes, they all wanted to come along. Sure put my foot in it.
In what?
Oh, it was silly of me to call you because they heard me talking. I thought they were all sound asleep.
Well, who'd you tell them you were talking to?
I didn't tell them, that's it. I began to cry and said I was in plenty of trouble, and now they're all as sympathetic as anything.
Well, what trouble?
I don't know. That's why I wanted to see you. We've got to plan something. I said trouble, but what trouble?
Oh, tell them anything.
No. We're here for a definite purpose, and I want it to go off right.
Well, it better. I still don't vote for this, Grace. Gosh, I'm working like a dog over on that farm. I might just as well be an honest man for all the good it's doing me.
Us, you mean?
Us, I mean. Gee, Grace, sometimes I think we're off on the wrong foot. I mean, these people don't seem to have much. They're just small-town people.
Well, it's because they are small town that we have a chance. Do you think we could pull this on any smarter people?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, you don't seem very enthusiastic.
Well, if you had a plow the way I did, you wouldn't be so enthusiastic. No one's slobbering over me with milk and honey. I've got my back in it.
Well, it won't be long. I've got to invent some kind of a sob story for them. And then we'll get what we want and leave.
First question seems to be, how much have they got? Where do they stand financially?
I don't know.
Well, I thought Sammy gave you a good idea.
Oh, I never could find out from him either. He just didn't seem to care. But his father does own the mill.
Yeah, a small one.
Well, we're not out to become millionaires. We want what we can get.
Gee, you're funny.
Why?
You're kind of sweet and pretty, Grace, but there's nothing soft about you. Not a thing.
Well, there's nothing soft about this world either. Soft people get all crushed up and ground down. No one stops to think twice about them. The only ones who get by are the hard ones, the tough ones, and the strong ones.
I must be one of the soft ones, then.
Maybe you are, George. But you're my choice. Mine. And no one's going to do any stepping.
Kind of reversed, aren't we? I'm supposed to be the protector.
Oh, I don't mean it that way. I mean, you can be talked down. You can be softened up by kind words and kind actions. Well, that's all a come on. It's not worth peanuts. There are only two kinds of people that count in this world, George. You and me. The rest of them are a lot of stepping stones that we can walk on to keep going where we want to go. And we're walking.
Did you tell that to Sammy when you kissed him goodbye?
He didn't have time to kiss me.
No, I'm not being jealous.
You'd better not be. I don't want any jealousy messing up our plans. You hear me, George? Anything I did was for the both of us, not for me.
It's all right, honey. You do the thinking, and I'll do the clinging.
George,
Oh, I'm sorry.
what story shall I tell them?
I don't know. Better not say anything until you find out what the financial nest egg is. Then we'll get a story that fits the pile. Okay?
Okay.
I'll be coming over tomorrow if I can. You know, just strolling by. I've got to see you every day or I'll revolt. Plowing isn't fun.
All right, George. Oh, there she is. She's worried. I'm going back. And you stay here out of sight until I'm gone. You hear me? Darling.
Take it easy, honey. When things get hot, we'll blow. Don't forget.
We'll work this through.
Coming, Mother! Coming!
Poor Sammy Goldberg seems to have left a lot of trouble behind for his family when he left. For Grace and George are obviously not what they appear to be for the Goldbergs. And Grace has already won a dangerous place in Molly's affections. You know, one thing about Molly Goldberg, she always does what she thinks is right. And what Molly thinks is right is pretty apt to be right. You know, you could say the same kind of thing about Ma Doesn't, too. Ma's got lots of sense. This morning, she said to me,
Clayton, some women are the limit. Take Mrs. Hale next door, sighing and complaining about her wash. I work so hard, she says, but my wash never looks pretty like yours. My goodness, I said, why don't you use Does? She said, Does? What's Does? Imagine.
You see, Ma can't imagine anyone not using Does. Well, of course, I can't either, because this new soap does everything in the wash. Yes, dirty work clothes, towels, even pretty rayon slips. Why, compared to other leading granulated wash day soaps, Does gives longer life to colors, plus unsurpassed whiteness for sheets and linens and real cleaning power for the grimiest overalls. Yes, like Ma says,
if you got a big wash to do, does it?
even in the toughest wash, Does everything. Be sure to listen to the next episode of The Goldbergs, written for you by Gertrude Berg. The Goldbergs get a good, stiff dose of psychology with exact scientific results. This is Clayton Collier speaking for Procter & Gamble and saying, do as the dozens do. Let Does, the new kind of soap, do everything in your wash.